The night was different. Something hung in the air, a strange feeling that made the hairs on the back of one's neck stand up. Dr. Elena Rodriguez didn't believe in magic or supernatural things, but tonight, something special was about to happen. The Atacama Desert stretched out like a giant, dark blanket. Dry, quiet, empty. This place was special to scientists. Its clear skies and dry air made it perfect for looking into space. Astronomers from all over the world came here to watch the stars, to listen to the secrets of the universe. Elena's research station looked like a small island of light in the middle of complete darkness. Computers hummed. Screens flickered. Machines blinked with tiny lights that seemed to dance in the night. She had been working for hours, her dark hair pulled back, glasses slightly crooked, coffee mug half empty and cold. Most people would have gone home long ago, but not Elena. She was different. Some called her crazy. Others called her brilliant. Her colleagues knew her as the person who never gave up, who always looked for something others couldn't see. At 11:47 p.m., everything changed. The main radio telescope began to make a sound. It wasn't a normal sound, not like the usual background noise of space. This was different. Sharp, precise, almost like a message trying to break through years of silence. Elena's hand froze over her keyboard. Her eyes locked onto the screen. Numbers and waves danced across the monitor, creating patterns that didn't make sense. Not at first, but something told her this was special. She had seen strange signals before, random radio waves, space noise, cosmic background radiation. But this was something else entirely. The signal came in waves, perfect mathematical waves. Each wave looked like it was carefully designed. Not random, not natural. Something had created this, something intelligent. Her fingers moved quickly. Years of training kicked in. She began recording everything. Every single detail. Every wave. Every frequency. She knew scientists would want to see this later. Proof. Evidence. Outside, the desert remained silent. Millions of stars watched. Countless galaxies waited. But something was happening right here, in this small research station. Elena's heart raced. She checked and double-checked her equipment. No mistakes. No errors. The signal was real. Most people would have called other scientists immediately. But Elena was careful. She needed to be sure. She needed proof that this wasn't just another false alarm. Space was full of tricks. Radio waves could play games. But this felt different. The signal continued. Steady, strong, purposeful. Her computer began to analyze the transmission. Complex algorithms started breaking down each wave, each frequency. Numbers appeared. Patterns emerged. Something was definitely trying to communicate. Elena realized she might be the first human to receive a message from something or someone, not from Earth. The weight of that possibility pressed down on her shoulders. Generations of scientists had looked up at the sky, wondering if we were alone. And now, in this moment, she might have an answer. She thought about her father, a telescope maker who had inspired her love for space. She remembered how he used to say, "Elena, the universe is full of stories. We just need to learn how to listen." Tonight, she was listening, and something was definitely speaking back. The signal continued, waiting, watching, communicating. Something extraordinary was about to begin. The news spread like wildfire. Within hours, the small research station became a buzzing center of global attention. Black SUVs rolled up the desert road. People in dark suits and serious faces moved quickly, carrying heavy cases of equipment. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood in the center of the chaos, her mind racing faster than the people around her. The signal she had discovered was no ordinary piece of space noise. It was something more, something special. Government officials from different countries began to arrive. They spoke in hushed voices. Their eyes moved quickly, checking everything, watching everyone. The signal was now a top-secret matter. A team of experts assembled. There were mathematicians with thick glasses and messy hair, linguists who could speak dozens of languages, computer experts who could break codes faster than most people could blink. They all had one job: understand the mysterious signal. Dr. Marcus Chen. The world changed overnight. Nobody knew exactly how, but everyone could feel it. Something big was happening. In Washington, D.C., government buildings became centers of secret meetings. People in dark suits moved quickly through hallways. Phones rang nonstop. Computers displayed strange maps and coded messages. Nobody was sleeping. President Amanda Harris stood in the Situation Room, her face serious. She looked at the latest reports from Dr. Elena Rodriguez's team. The alien signal was real. The warnings were real, and nobody knew exactly what to do. Military bases around the world went into high alert. Soldiers checked their equipment. Radar stations worked overtime. Satellites scanned the sky, looking for anything unusual. The whole planet seemed to hold its breath. In Russia, military leaders gathered in a secret underground room. In China, top scientists worked on decoding more of the message. In India, space research centers became busy day and night. No country wanted to be left behind. Dr. Rodriguez became the most important person nobody knew about. She wasn't on television. She wasn't giving interviews, but world leaders were calling her every hour. Her phone never stopped ringing. "We need to understand what they're saying," the president told her during a secure video call. "Can you tell us more about the message?" Elena explained what they knew so far. The alien civilization had been watching Earth for a long time. They were worried about human technology. Something about human progress scared them. But why? Military experts had different ideas. Some thought it might be a threat. Others believed it was a warning. A few thought it could be a message of peace. Nobody knew for sure. Around the world, people started to feel strange. Something was different. They couldn't explain it, but they could feel it. Some people looked at the sky more often. Others became more careful about their technology. Social media went crazy. Conspiracy theories spread like wildfire. Some people said aliens were coming to attack. Others said humans were about to make a big discovery. Nobody knew the truth. In the Atacama Desert, the research station became a fortress. Extra security arrived. Trucks full of equipment. Soldiers with serious faces. Scientists worked behind locked doors. Dr. Marcus Chen continued working on the signal. He discovered something new every day. Each piece of the message was like a puzzle. Slowly, they were putting it together. "It's not just a message," he told Elena one night. "It's like a story. A warning about something big." The world's top universities stopped their normal work. Every expert in mathematics, physics, and languages was now working on understanding the alien message. It was the biggest research project in human history. Governments started to work together. Countries that usually didn't get along were now sharing information. The alien message had changed everything. Military satellites watched the sky. Space telescopes scanned every corner of space. Something was coming. Something big, and nobody knew exactly what it would be. Elena Rodriguez knew one thing for sure. The world would never be the same again. Humanity was about to learn something huge about its place in the universe. Outside, the stars continued to shine. Silent, watching, waiting. Something was coming, and nobody could stop it. The research lab looked like something from a science fiction movie. Computers filled entire walls. Screens showed strange symbols and moving lines. People worked fast, their fingers flying over keyboards. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood in the center of everything. She hadn't slept in days. Coffee was her only friend. Her team had discovered something amazing, a way to understand the alien message that would change everything. Dr. Marcus Chen brought a special computer to life. This wasn't an ordinary machine. It was a quantum computer, the most powerful computer ever created by humans. It could solve problems faster than millions of normal computers working together. "We're going to crack this code," Marcus said, his eyes bright with excitement. The quantum computer began to work. Its special chips moved faster than anyone could see. Millions of calculations happened in seconds. The team watched as strange patterns began to appear on the screens. These weren't just random lines. They were messages, old messages, new messages, messages that told a story about an alien civilization that had been watching Earth for hundreds of years. What they discovered was shocking. The aliens weren't planning to attack. They were afraid. Afraid of humans and their fast-growing technology. Every time humans made a new discovery, the aliens became more worried. Quantum computing, artificial intelligence, space exploration. These things scared the alien civilization more than anything else. They've been tracking us, Elena explained to the government leaders during a secret video call. Every major technological breakthrough, every scientific discovery, they've been watching. The team found pieces of information that blew their minds. The aliens had been monitoring human progress for centuries. They had special technology that could see everything happening on Earth, every invention, every new idea. Some messages showed how the aliens saw humans, not as weak creatures, but as something dangerous, something unpredictable, a species that could change everything in the universe. Dr. Chen discovered something even more incredible. The aliens had special technology that could look through time. They could see possible futures, and in many of those futures, humans were a big problem. They're not just watching, Marcus told Elena. They're trying to understand us, to predict what we might do next. The quantum computer continued working. It broke codes that no normal computer could solve. It found hidden messages, secret warnings, information that had been hiding for years. World leaders listened carefully. Military experts took notes. Scientists tried to understand every single piece of information. Humans were not alone in the universe, and the other civilization was watching, waiting, worried about what humans might become. The research team worked day and night. Each discovery was like opening a new door. Each message brought more questions, more mysteries. Elena looked at the screens. She knew they were close to something big, something that would change how humans saw themselves, how they saw the universe. Outside the research center, the world continued as normal. People went to work. Children played. Nobody knew about the big discovery happening inside. But everything was about to change. Humanity was about to learn its true place in the universe. It happened on a Tuesday morning that nobody would ever forget. The first signs were small. Most people didn't notice at first. A strange shimmer in the sky, a weird light that didn't look like anything normal. Weather stations reported strange readings. Satellite cameras caught something impossible. Dr. Elena Rodriguez was in the research center when the first big change happened. Her computer screens began to go crazy. Lines of data moved faster than ever before. Alarms started to ring. Nobody knew what was happening. "Look at the sky," someone shouted. Outside the window, something magical and terrifying was happening. The sky wasn't just blue anymore. It looked like someone was pulling apart a giant curtain. Bright lines appeared. They looked like cracks, but cracks in the sky. That was impossible. Military bases around the world went into high alert. Pilots reported strange things. Their machines couldn't understand what was happening. Radar screens showed shapes that didn't make sense, geometric patterns that looked too perfect to be natural. In the United States, fighter jets were sent to investigate. They flew close to the strange sky formations. Cameras recorded everything. But nobody could explain what they were seeing. The cracks in the sky grew bigger. They looked like wounds in the blue canvas of the atmosphere. Bright colors appeared, colors that humans had never seen before. Impossible colors that hurt people's eyes if they looked too long. Scientists worked nonstop. Dr. Marcus Chen and his team tried to understand what was happening. Their computers couldn't explain it. The laws of physics seemed to be breaking down. "This is not normal," Marcus said, looking at the data. "Something is coming through, something big." News channels tried to report what was happening, But how do you explain something that doesn't make sense? How do you tell people that the sky is breaking open? Social media exploded. People shared videos. Some were scared. Some were excited. Nobody knew the truth. The sky continued to change. It looked like a giant puzzle was being pulled apart. Bright lines connected. Shapes appeared. Things that looked like massive structures began to show themselves. Military leaders from different countries had emergency meetings. They didn't know if this was an attack. They didn't know if this was a message. They didn't know anything. Dr. Rodriguez understood something the others didn't. This was connected to the alien message. This was the thing they had been warning about. Humanity was about to see something nobody had ever seen before. More cracks appeared. The sky looked like broken glass. But this wasn't destruction. This was something else. Something much bigger. People in cities stopped and looked up. Traffic stopped. Nobody moved. Everyone watched as the sky began to change, as something impossible started to happen. The world held its breath. Something was coming, and nothing would ever be the same again. The truth came in pieces, small messages, hidden codes, broken signals that slowly made sense. Dr. Elena Rodriguez and her team worked like detectives. Each piece of information was like a puzzle, and the picture they were building was shocking. The alien civilization wasn't planning an attack. They were running away, running from humans. Dr. Marcus Chen brought a special recording to the team. It was a message they had finally decoded. The words made everyone in the room go quiet. Humans are changing everything, the message said. Their technology grows too fast. They do not understand the danger they are creating. The team listened again and again. This wasn't a threat. This was fear, pure, deep fear from a civilization that had seen many things in the universe. More messages came through. The aliens have been watching humans for hundreds of years. Every time humans made a new discovery, the aliens became more worried. Quantum computing, artificial intelligence, space exploration. These things scared them more than anything else. They see us like we would see a child with a dangerous toy, Marcus explained, except the toy could destroy everything. Military leaders from different countries listened carefully. This was not what anyone expected. An alien civilization was afraid of humans, not because humans were strong, but because humans were unpredictable. The decoded messages showed something amazing. The aliens had special technology that could look into possible futures, and in many of those futures, humans were a big problem, a species that could change everything in the universe. Some messages talked about human potential. Humans could solve problems faster than any other species. They could learn. They could change. They could create things that no one had ever imagined. We are not ready. One message said, humans are growing too fast. The research team worked day and night. Each new message brought more questions, more mysteries. The aliens weren't just watching. They were trying to understand humans. Elena found a message that made her heart beat faster. It talked about human creativity, how humans could solve problems in ways no other species could, how humans could imagine things that didn't exist yet. The sky continued to change outside. Bright lines moved. Strange shapes appeared. It was like the universe itself was trying to tell a story. World leaders met in secret. They shared the information. Nobody knew exactly what to do. How do you respond when an advanced civilization is afraid of you? Some people wanted to show the aliens that humans were peaceful. Others wanted to prepare for a possible conflict. Nobody knew the right answer. Dr. Chen discovered something even more interesting. The aliens had been watching human history, every war, every discovery, every big moment. They had been collecting information for centuries. They know more about us than we know about ourselves, he told Elena. The team continued to decode messages. Each one showed more about the alien civilization. They were advanced. They were smart, but they were also afraid. Afraid of humans and their impossible potential. The world waited. The sky continued to change. Something big was coming, and nobody knew exactly what would happen next. The moment arrived without warning. 1 second, the sky was broken and strange. The next second, massive structures appeared. They weren't weapons. They weren't ships. They were something else entirely. Dr. Elena Rodriguez watched from the research center. Her hands shook. Her breath caught in her throat. These were the Star Destroyers mentioned in the messages, but they looked nothing like anyone had imagined. Massive platforms hung in the sky. They were bigger than entire cities. Made of materials that didn't look like anything from Earth. They shimmered. They moved. They seemed to breathe like living things. "They're not here to fight," Marcus whispered. "They're here to watch." Military bases around the world went crazy. Soldiers prepared for anything. Planes were ready. Weapons were loaded. But nothing happened. The massive structures just hung there, watching, waiting. Television channels showed the same images over and over. People stopped working. Children stopped playing. The whole world looked up. The platforms looked like giant research stations. Enormous windows showed strange lights moving inside. Not like human lights. Something else. Something that moved in ways light shouldn't move. Scientists worked nonstop to understand what was happening. Every computer in the world tried to collect information. Every satellite pointed towards the sky. Dr. Rodriguez found something interesting in the decoded messages. These platforms were not new. They had been watching Earth for a very long time. Hidden. Waiting. Observing. "They know everything about us," she told the government leaders during a secret meeting. "Everything we've ever done." Military experts didn't know what to do. How do you respond to something that isn't attacking? Something that is just watching? The platforms began to do something strange. They started sending signals. Not attacks. Not messages. Just information. Streams of data that no human computer could completely understand. Some signals showed human history. Every war. Every discovery. Every important moment. It was like the aliens were reviewing humanity's story. Other signals showed possible futures. Futures where humans solved big problems. Futures where humans explored space. Futures where humans changed everything. People on Earth felt something different. A strange feeling. Like someone was watching them. Checking them. Studying them. Social media exploded with theories. Some people thought it was the end of the world. Others thought it was the biggest discovery in human history. Dr. Chen discovered something amazing. The platforms were collecting information about human potential. Not just what humans had done, but what humans could do. "They see us like a science experiment," he told Elena. "We are something special to them." The sky continued to look different. Bright lines moved. Strange colors appeared. It was like the universe itself was telling a story. World leaders met in secret. They tried to understand what was happening. Nobody had a complete answer. One thing was clear. Humanity was not alone anymore. And something big was about to happen. The Star Destroyers watched. Silent. Patient. Waiting to see what humans would do next. The world held its breath. Something special was happening to humans. Nobody could explain it exactly, but everyone could feel it. Dr. Elena Rodriguez noticed it first. The alien platforms were collecting more than just information. They were studying human potential in a way nobody had expected. Quantum mechanics, artificial intelligence, space exploration. These were the things that scared the alien civilization most. But they were also the things that made humans special. Dr. Marcus Chen brought new information to the team. The aliens had been watching humans for hundreds of years. But they weren't just watching. They were trying to understand something unique about human beings. "We are different," Marcus explained. "Most species in the universe follow a simple path. Humans, they create their own path." The research team discovered amazing things. Humans could solve problems in ways no other species could. They could imagine things that didn't exist yet. They could change faster than anyone thought possible. The alien platforms sent strange signals, not attacks, not threats, just pure information. They showed possible futures, futures where humans solved big problems, futures where humans explored space, futures where humans changed everything. World leaders met in secret rooms. They tried to understand what was happening. Nobody had a complete answer. Some scientists believed humans had a special kind of brain, a brain that could think in ways no other species could, a brain that could create, imagine, solve impossible problems. The platforms continued to watch, silent, patient, studying every move humans made. People on Earth began to feel different. A strange energy filled the air. Something was changing. Something big was happening. Elena found messages that showed how the aliens saw humans, not as a threat, not as enemies, but as something special, a species with unlimited potential. Humans are unpredictable, one message said. They can change everything. The platforms began to send more information. They showed human discoveries, every big moment in human history, every time humans solved a problem nobody thought could be solved. Dr. Chen discovered something amazing. The aliens had been tracking human progress for centuries. Every invention, every new idea, every moment of creativity. Military experts didn't know what to do. How do you respond to something that is just watching? Something that sees you as something special? The sky continued to look different. Bright lines moved. Strange colors appeared. It was like the universe itself was telling a story about human potential. Social media exploded with theories. Some people thought it was the end of the world. Others thought it was the biggest discovery in human history. One thing was clear. Humanity was not just another species in the universe. Humans were something different, something special. The platforms showed futures where humans solved big problems. Climate change, energy problems, space exploration. Things no other species could do. They are afraid of us, Marcus told Elena. But they are also amazed by us. The world waited. The platforms watched. Humanity stood at the edge of something big. Nobody knew exactly what would happen next. But something special was coming. The world would never be the same again. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood at the window of the research center. The sky looked different now. Not broken, not scary, just changed. The massive alien platforms hung silently, watching, waiting. Everything happened slowly, but also very fast. Governments around the world began to change. Countries that used to fight started working together. Scientists from different places shared information. The alien platforms had shown humans something important. They were all connected. Dr. Marcus Chen discovered the final piece of the alien message. It wasn't a warning. It wasn't a threat. It was an invitation. Humans are special, the message said. You can change everything. The platforms continued to send information. They showed possible futures, futures where humans solved big problems, futures where humans explored space, futures where humans became something more than anyone could imagine. People on Earth began to think differently. Children looked at the sky and saw possibility. Adults started to believe in something bigger than themselves. Elena understood something important. The aliens weren't here to destroy humans. They were here to understand humans, to see what humans could become. Military bases that were once ready to fight now became centers of research. Scientists worked together. People from different countries talked to each other. The platforms had changed everything. The messages showed how humans were different. Most species in the universe followed simple rules. Humans created their own rules. Humans could imagine things that didn't exist yet. Dr. Chen found messages that made everyone stop and think. The aliens had been watching humans for hundreds of years. Every discovery, every invention, every moment of human creativity. They are afraid, Marcus told Elena, but they are also amazed. The world learned something big. Humans were not just another species in the universe. Humans were something special, something unique, Social media and news channels showed the same story. Humans were changing. The way people thought was changing. The way people saw the universe was changing. The alien platforms hung in the sky, silent, patient, watching. World leaders met in new ways. They talked about solving big problems: climate change, energy problems, space exploration. Things that used to seem impossible now seemed possible. Elena Rodriguez became more than a scientist. She became a bridge between humans and the alien civilization, someone who could help humans understand their place in the universe. The platform sent more information. They showed human potential, the ability to solve problems, the ability to imagine, the ability to change everything. People looked up at the sky differently now. It wasn't something to be afraid of. It was something to explore, something to understand. Dr. Chen discovered one last message. It was the most important message of all. Humans are not alone, it said. Humans are special. The world waited. The platforms watched. Humanity stood at the edge of something big. Nobody knew exactly what would happen next, but something amazing was coming.